What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel, to another live stream. It's been a minute since we've done this, but I'm excited to, I guess, officially announce at this point that I'm going to start doing this on a weekly basis. My plan is to every single Monday do a live stream for you guys and just talk about all of the movie topics or the television show topics that dropped in the world of Netflix and Disney, and whatever theatrical releases released the prior weekend. We're going to dive into box office, all of those things. And today, I guess this is not the first official episode, but for today's episode, we are going to talk about some very cool things, and actually some breaking news that just dropped right before we went live. Now, to ask questions, of course, you can get in the normal chat and ask away whatever you guys want to talk about. It we will talk about. And if you would like me to answer a few of those questions, or if you just have something that you want to talk about, whether it is a topic or whatever it is, please get in the super chat and leave those questions there. And at the end of the show, I promise, if there are any super chats, we will definitely talk about all of those things. But first, we have to talk about our topics. Actually, first, I want to do something really special. So I got a thing the other day, and I want to show off that thing. It actually just fell on the floor right here. So this is a really cool thing that a coworker got me a couple of days ago, but he actually didn't buy this for me. He made it himself. And listen, this was one of the coolest things that anyone has ever bought me, got me, made me. He said it took him a long time to do this in his garage, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. I mean, it's just handcrafted, shined, finished. It's awesome. And he said he's actually going to start doing more of these. So if you guys think this is really cool and you're up for maybe having one of these in a Punisher skull, which he said he might be working on, or a Batman symbol or whatever it is, go and find my email address on my YouTube page or hit me up on Twitter, and I'm sure we can get you hooked up with one of these really cool things. I just thought it was awesome. It was an incredible gift and truly something that I appreciate, and it's definitely going back here on the wall. With that out of the way, guys, we are going to get into today's first story, and that is the breaking news that I just got a notification for about 5 minutes ago, and that is the fact that Michael Rooker, aka Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, is going to be in Fast and Furious 9. So I thought this news was super cool, and you may think to yourself, this news isn't big enough to headline a live show, Austin. What are you talking about? Well, I'm a huge fan of this guy as an actor, and other than Guardians, the man really hasn't flourished in the world of cinema like I believe he truly should. So the fact that he's now a supporting player in the Fast and Furious franchise, and you're going to have to bring that if you're trying to replace whether it's The Rock or a Jason Statham or maybe characters that aren't going to be back in the original franchise, I find this really, really awesome news. And I just think the guy is a super talented, super underrated actor, and he's usually working with the works of James Gunn. Now, I know he's known, obviously, for The Walking Dead, but the fact that he's kind of branching out and doing something new, doing something a bit different, is really, really cool, and I'm just a huge fan of the guy as an actor. So what I want you guys to talk about in the chat room, super chat, whatever it is, how do you feel about this news? I just found it's like a breaking thing, and it's not all that huge of a deal because he may not be all that huge of an actor, but to me, the man is super talented, and I'm happy to see him get a role in a franchise, and let's face it, in a franchise that's really big, because these movies, they make $1 billion every now and then, and that's pretty cool. Our next piece of news is we're actually going to kind of transition into the world of box office, and I just want to talk about what went down this weekend, who won, who lost, who's making the money, because that's what the box office world is all about. So here we have our top 5, and this is domestic only. Number 1 is Good Boys at $21 million. Number 2 at $14.1 million is Hobbs and Shaw, The Lion King at $11.9 million. Angry Birds, the second one, at $10.5 million, and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark comes in at number 5 at a little over $10 million. And of course, Good Boys coming in and absolutely winning on a $20 million budget, already making the budget back, and just kind of dominating the box office. Didn't have a lot of competition. Hobbs and Shaw dropping 44%. Not horrible, but still I believe the total right now domestically is 133. I mean, that's okay. Now, if you look at the worldwide total, they're sitting pretty well. I mean, they're almost at $450 million worldwide. That's okay, I guess, but you expected a bit more. Lion King, what do we say? What do we say about Lion King that hasn't been said? It's ridiculous how much money this movie is earning, and regardless of whether you love the movie, you didn't love the movie, it's pretty impressive that it continues to hold on like it has been holding on. And then we come to Angry Birds 2. At $65 million budget, I mean, that's not very good. Let's face it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bomb. It all comes down to how it holds, I guess. But at the end of the day, Angry Birds 2, it's not looking like it's going to measure up to what they anticipated. And then at number 5, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, dropping right at 51%. Not too bad, honestly, with a $25 million budget, already at $40 million. The big story for me is, one, Blinded by the Light, a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, and if you guys saw my review, you know I enjoyed it. I was shocked with the fact that it only brought in $4 million. That is nothing. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood did okay with the holdover, only dropping 34%. Actually, that's really good, but in terms of total box office, I expected it to be a little bit more. And then 47 Meters Down, Uncaged. Wasn't a big fan of the movie. You guys know this. But I did expect it to earn a bit more money, only coming in at $9 million. Now, the budget is $12 million. So that's pretty good, I guess. But we expect these like super low budget horror films to do a bit better, or at least get out of the single digit, well, not the single digits, but the $9 million, you didn't even crack $10 million. I expected more because people love shark movies. Even if the shark movies aren't the best shark movies, and I wasn't a big fan of 47 Meters Down, or missed opportunity, could have called it 48 Meters Down, but I did anticipate it making a bit more at the box office. Now the box office is out of the way, I want to know, what do you guys think of this weekend? Are you happy that Good Boys made as much as you did, and were you a fan of the movie in general? And we move on to our next topic for the day, and this is something that when I heard this news, I'm like, okay, it's just a rumor, and I want to preface with non-factual information, but something that could end up being really cool. So, earlier this weekend, Ryan Gosling, the man, the myth, the legend, met with Taika Waititi, and no one knows why. Now, a lot of people have a good assumption that this could be for one of his very closely upcoming movies, meaning, he's got a nice independent feature coming out very soon. It could be that. There were rumors that he was in talks for Akira, but we know that's been pushed back. The big rumor, is the fact that Ryan Gosling is in talks for Thor 4, aka Thor Love and Thunder. Now, I personally don't know if this is going to happen just because I do believe it is just a rumor. I don't think he may just be having dinner with Taika Waititi because they're buddies. But I don't see Ryan Gosling signing on. Now, he could do what a Jake Gyllenhaal did, maybe be a one-off villain, even though we're not still 100% sure if Jake Gyllenhaal's a one-off villain. But Ryan Gosling just doesn't seem like the kind of guy to me to sign on to a big franchise unless he's only going to be in it for the short term. I would love to see this, though. I mean, and I want to know, what do you guys think? Who could he be playing if he shows up in a Thor movie? I think it could be really cool seeing him in a villainous role. Now, just because I'm saying he could be a villainous character doesn't mean he's going to be a villain, but I like the fact that he's circling around this franchise in general because Thor has been ever-changing. They tried to be overly serious, and it didn't necessarily work out for them. And then they started leaning in more towards the humor, but they balanced that and the epic tone, in my opinion, almost perfectly. And because of all of those things, I think seeing Ryan Gosling in the Thor franchise could be one of the coolest things. If he is a villain, I want to say he could play, there's a storyline where Thor has another brother and he could do that. I want it to be somebody kind of random. I want it to be someone who, maybe a comic book character that's not as well known as a Loki or even a Surtur from Thor Ragnarok. Or he could easily be a good guy. He could be a Warriors 3-esque character, right? Or he could just be meeting with Taika Waititi because they're friends and they wanted to have lunch together. We don't know. That's the thing about speculation, is no one actually knows anything, but the fact that Ryan Gosling is circling maybe around a superhero-esque role in the MCU. I find that cool because I'm just such a big fan of the guy as an actor. And I want you guys to get into the chat room and let me know, do you like Ryan Gosling, first of all, and would you be excited to see him in the MCU? Is that something that, would make you look at Ryan Gosling and say, hey, he's not just an artistic actor, he's not just an independent guy, he could work in a superhero franchise? Now, he tried to expand with Blade Runner, and I love that movie, I think it's phenomenal, but it didn't do all so well at the box office. It just didn't do it. So being in a bigger franchise could help his career and could add talent to the movie. And I always say this, if you're adding talent to a movie, it could only make the movie better, right? Right? All right, guys, next story, and this is the one that a lot of people have been talking about, and people are like, Austin, weigh in on this. All right, we're going to weigh in. We're going to talk about it. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, Mr. Skywalker. Listen, I am a massive, massive fan of Ewan McGregor as this character, and I love this. I love this so much, and I don't just love the fact that we're getting more Obi-Wan Kenobi being played by Ewan McGregor. I do love that. But I love the fact that it's going to be a series on Disney Plus. This was reported by Variety. He is in talks to return, not for a movie, for what is rumored to be a 6-part series on Disney Plus. What is being called an epic event on the platform, even though the platform doesn't even exist yet. And listen, Ewan McGregor, he's no stranger to television. He has had a very successful career. He played in Fargo, and the guy was nominated for an Emmy for his role. I mean, he's been nominated for multiple awards, so we know he's a great actor. But taking his talents to what we perceive as TV, I mean, it's a streaming service, and doing what Obi-Wan Kenobi does best, and using the Force, hopefully. And listen, a lot of people are speculating, are we going to see Darth Vader? Is Darth Vader going to make an appearance? And there are a few things in canon for me that say there's a good possibility. There are a few lines in particular, and I don't want to even try to quote them just because I'm not 100% sure if I'm correct on that. But Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader, whether it's the small screen or the big screen, give me some of that. But if it's not that time period, if they explore a different time period, as long as it makes sense with canon and it connects, the fact that we are getting this series in general tells me that Lucasfilm, they have a great idea for it. They know what they're doing. They're not going to announce this, and this is something that's clearly been in the works for a long time. They're not going to announce this unless they know exactly what they're doing, right? So I have all of the confidence in the world that Obi-Wan Kenobi, whatever they call the show, as of right now, it is being called Obi-Wan. I have no doubt this is going to work, and it's going to be an incredible, incredible feat if they capture what I believe they can capture, which is greatness, because the character is fantastic. So here's what I need from you guys. If you have a question, or if you have a topic about this in general, leave a super chat, or just get into the chat room and let me know. Are you a fan of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi? And are you excited with the possibilities of this character coming to the small screen? Now, we still don't know, we don't really know the feel of what Disney Plus is going to be yet, right? We have a good idea that it's going to tiptoe around dark territory, which I'm okay with. I'm absolutely fine with that. I want this show to be a bit darker than maybe the other things. I want the Star Wars shows in general, whether it's The Mandalorian or this, or whatever else comes, right? We know there are a few in development. I don't want them to be all the way for kids, and I don't think they will be. But I don't want Disney Plus to be the platform, we have something for children, we're going to throw it on Disney Plus. We have Hulu for adult things. I don't want that to be the case. Now, I do think that'll slightly be the case, but I would like Obi-Wan to be, at least have this emotional depth to it that some of the other, maybe some of the Marvel shows, and trust me, I am so excited for these Marvel shows, but maybe some of those shows don't have. Regardless, I want to know your thoughts. Are you excited for this? Listen, what Disney Plus is doing right now is fantastic, and like someone said in the chat room, best part of the prequels, yeah, the Spike Haired podcast, absolutely the best part of the prequels. Ewan McGregor acted circles around multiple actors in those 3 movies, and he's just phenomenal as Obi-Wan. So my excitement level has never been higher for a Star Wars television show, even though we don't have that many. So I'm really excited about it. I know I keep rambling on, but man, this is just a really cool thing to talk about. Before we go any further, I just want to give a super quick shout out to the reason why we are doing this podcast, and that is Wirecast. Wirecast gives me the ability to give you guys all of these incredible live shows, even though this is technically the first one in a string of live shows. But it makes things easy on me, and it's just really an incredible package. Stay tuned, because in the next couple of weeks, I'll have a really cool opportunity for you guys to maybe save some money on that platform. And if you want to become a YouTuber and you enjoy live streaming, in my opinion, it is the definitive platform to do that. But we go straight from Wirecast to the reason why we are doing this video, or one of the reasons today, and that is Masters of the Universe, what is being called Revelation. This is a Netflix original anime series being helmed by Kevin Smith. That's right, Kevin Smith, the man, the guy who has directed plenty of movies. He has a movie coming out very soon, Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot. But guys, this is awesome. So Smith revealed this news at the PowerCon convention in California and announced that the new series is an original story set in the epic world of Mattel's 35-year-old global He-Man toy franchise. But what struck me as really cool here is it's not just, rehashing the same story. It's focusing on some of the unresolved storylines from the 1983 through 1985 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe franchise, and we'll even pick up on some of the character stories from where they left the classic television show. This is awesome to me. I love this news, and not just because Kevin Smith is on board to help haul this thing in the right direction. And if you guys know anything about Kevin Smith, you know he is a massive fan of really 80s shows and movies in general, but he's a massive fan of this franchise. So I love seeing fans take on properties, and fans that have, Kevin Smith, obviously, he's not an acclaimed director, but he has experience directing. He has experience show running things and kind of being the puppet master, a part of some really cool franchises, whether it is comic books or graphic novels or television shows, or at this point, movies. So this is really, really cool for me, and I think, honestly, this could be one of the cooler things that Netflix has ever done if they do it right. And here's the thing, this is anime. So we're going into new territory with Masters of the Universe here. It's something that, as far as I know, we've never seen. If they get the right cast, and they're calculated about how we don't know anything about it yet, but if they do it in the correct way, and I'm seeing a lot of things in the chat room, a lot of 2D. We want 2D, right? They're doing a lot of 3D things in terms of anime on Netflix right now. And you know what? Sometimes that works, but I miss my 2D. I miss the beautiful shading. I miss kind of a throwback, things that harken back to things we love about older anime shows. So if they capture that, and we get a good script and good writing, which is the thing that I'm most concerned about, I'm really concerned about that for the live-action Masters of the Universe franchise. I hope that's good. But we're focused on the animated one right now. If they give us a good story and deliver for fans of the 80s franchise, then I truly believe this could be something that we've never seen before. So what I want to know is, what do you guys think about the entire just concept of Kevin Smith helming this and Netflix doing Masters of the Universe? Because we know, Netflix, while they do great things, right? Stranger Things, Mindhunter. I just raved about Mindhunter. They do some really cool things. Every now and then, they botch. There's a lot of shows on there, and some of them really do not work. I'm about to watch a show that I'm hearing is not very good on Netflix. I'm hopefully going to do a review for you guys. And I feel like we get that every week, and it's fine. When you're dropping 3 or 4 shows and 1 or 2 movies a week, then you're going to get some crap content. You're going to get that. But with the show, with a property like He-Man, with a property like Masters of the Universe, you can't afford to botch it. You just can't. And I know we have The Witcher coming out, and that's something that we're kind of on edge, hoping it's good, but we don't know. Even upcoming seasons of things that we love, like a Stranger Things, or like a Umbrella Academy. We just want them to keep the consistent quality. And with a platform that's consistently putting out numbers that are supposedly good, but then they say they're in debt, yeah, you never know. Maybe they're not going to put as much effort as they need to, and they are constantly canceling shows that, in my opinion, should not be canceled. So the fact that it's in Netflix's hands is a bit scary for me, but look on the bright side, guys. We're getting We're getting Masters of the Universe, such a cool thing and something that honestly makes me really, really excited. And yeah, I want to know, what do you guys think about this in general? And what do you think about all of these topics that we've been talking about today? A lot of really good things to cherry pick from, and some news that dropped over the weekend. And honestly, I really enjoy doing live shows. I like talking kind of not face-to-face to you guys, but I enjoy the fact that you can get in the chat room, you can talk amongst yourselves. And I said at the end of the show, if there's a super chat, and we'll do this every week, then we will make it its own topic, and we'll answer the questions and do whatever needs to be done. But I just really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this. I had an absolute blast doing this today. I know it was a shorter thing than usual, but once again, I'm just kind of testing things here, and we're in the process of doing some really cool things on this channel, and it all really starts with you guys. So I appreciate you watching this video. Once this video is over, be sure to get in the actual comments section and just leave what was your favorite topic that we talked about today. And of course, Patreon, Letterboxd, Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow me on all of those things. And we're going to be doing topics of their own on Patreon for you guys to give shout-outs for. And speaking of shout-outs, we're going to be doing some Patreon shout-outs in the near future. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I truly appreciate everything you guys do for me. And I will see you very, very soon.